Have you ever wondered why you have your mother's eyes or your father's smile? Why some diseases run in families while others seem to appear out of nowhere? Today, we're diving into one of biology's most fascinating topics, the principles of inheritance and variation. Inheritance is simply the transmission of traits from parents to offspring. Think about it. Every characteristic you possess, from your height to your blood type, came from your parents through this incredible process. Variation, on the other hand, refers to the differences we observe among individuals of the same species. It's why no two people look exactly alike. Even identical twins have subtle differences. The study of inheritance and variation is called genetics, and its foundation was laid by a remarkable monk named Gregor Johann Mendel. Born in 1822, Mendel is known as the father of genetics for his groundbreaking work with pea plants. Between 1856 and 1863, he conducted meticulous experiments on garden peas, studying 7 pairs of contrasting traits like tall versus short plants and round versus wrinkled seeds. From these experiments, Mendel discovered 3 fundamental laws that govern inheritance. The law of dominance states that in a heterozygote, one allele masks the effect of the other. This means when you inherit 2 different versions of a gene, one will typically be expressed while the other remains hidden. The law of segregation explains that paired alleles separate during gamete formation, with each egg or sperm receiving only one allele for each trait. Finally, the law of independent assortment reveals that genes for different traits are inherited independently of each other. Let's explore how these laws work in practice. In a monohybrid cross, where we track one trait, like plant height, crossing a tall plant with a short plant produces offspring that are all tall in the first generation. However, when these offspring reproduce, the second generation shows a 3-to-1 ratio of tall to short plants. This demonstrates both dominance and segregation in action. A dihybrid cross tracks 2 traits simultaneously. When Mendel crossed plants that were round and yellow with plants that were wrinkled and green, the second generation showed a 9-to-3 to 3-to-1 phenotypic ratio. This complex pattern proved that different traits are inherited independently. Sex determination adds another layer of complexity to inheritance. In humans, females carry 2 X chromosomes, while males have 1 X and 1 Y chromosome. Interestingly, it's the father who determines the child's sex, since mothers can only contribute an X chromosome. Other organisms use different systems. Birds, for example, have males with ZZ chromosomes and females with ZW. Now, what happens when the genetic code changes? Mutation is a sudden change in DNA that may be beneficial, neutral, or harmful. These changes can occur due to errors during DNA replication or exposure to radiation and chemicals. While most mutations are harmless, some can lead to genetic disorders. Down syndrome results from an extra copy of chromosome 21, causing intellectual disability and distinctive features. Turner syndrome affects females who have only 1 X chromosome instead of 2, leading to short stature and infertility. Klinefelter syndrome occurs in males with an extra X chromosome, causing reduced testosterone and fertility issues. Single gene disorders are equally significant. Cystic fibrosis affects the lungs and digestive system due to mutations in a protein that regulates salt and water movement. Sickle cell anemia causes red blood cells to become misshapen, leading to pain and organ damage. Hemophilia prevents proper blood clotting, making even minor injuries potentially dangerous. But here's the remarkable thing about variation. It's absolutely essential for life on Earth. Variation arises from gene recombination during reproduction, mutations, and environmental factors. This diversity ensures that populations can adapt to changing conditions and survive challenges like diseases or climate changes. The field of genetics has been shaped by brilliant minds beyond Mendel. Thomas Hunt Morgan's work with fruit flies revealed how genes are linked on chromosomes. James Watson and Crick unlocked the structure of DNA. Barbara McClintock discovered jumping genes, while Hugo de Vries identified mutations as a source of variation. Understanding inheritance and variation isn't just academic, it's the key to comprehending life itself, evolution, and human health. These principles explain why we're all unique, how species adapt and evolve, and how we can potentially treat genetic diseases. From Mendel's humble pea garden to today's cutting-edge gene therapies, genetics continues to revolutionize our understanding of what makes us who we are.